even though we don't particularly like dealing with our effluent, it's actually safer than I would imagine.
It is.
You know,
It's less
collecting.
infectious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some communities, say in China and I think the Netherlands, they are analyzing sort of drug excretion in the urine and other chemicals and molecules. What do you see with regards to that contributing to us being able to assess the health of the nation by being able to analyze non-pathogens, but other things that we might excrete?
Yeah, long history. One of the things that's been leveraged in Canada was there was the Canadian Wastewater Survey, I think they were calling it. It was being done by Statistics Canada, started in 2018. Halifax, Montreal, Vancouver, I think 5 or 7 cities, 14 locations in those X number of cities. They leveraged that, and the Public Health Agency of Canada actually took over those sites and started to measure COVID-2 at those locations. So yeah, we've been looking at illicit drugs, opioids, pharmaceuticals, for a number of reasons within our wastewater. So yeah, there's a history there. And I think the combination of that side of the equation with the pathogens, it really is starting to paint a picture that we have this portal into our community health by doing this. So
right. The COVID Poops dashboard is an electronic record of the summary of wastewater surveillance being carried out in various wastewater centres all over the world. It's an electronic dashboard maintained by researchers at the University of California, Merced. How do you see wastewater surveillance being used globally to manage future pandemics?
yeah, so I think Tyson alluded to this, and just like there's sort of a very collaborative community here in Canada, there's also a very collaborative community internationally. So there are multiple different international working groups that have come together that are looking at wastewater data. So whether it's looking at the wastewater data for COVID-2 specifically, or if there's pandemic preparedness. So Tyson, Alex, myself are involved in these international initiatives that are happening, bringing groups together, global pandemic preparedness across multiple countries. And wastewater has been a point of discussion in that. And I think it's great because I think it is a tool. We've seen, if there is a silver lining during this pandemic, it's some of the science that came out of it. And one of the pieces of the science that came out of it is this crazy idea of looking in wastewater. So I'm glad to see it there. Yeah, it's part of the discussion, and hopefully will be not only a discussion internationally, but hopefully will be in the discussion going forward in Canada.